Thanks for noticing.
This video and all content is made possible by our Patreon subscribers. For $3 a month, you can help keep the lights on here at From North to Wharf. Thank you for your ongoing support. And if you would like your own From North to Wharf merchandise, head to fromnorthtowharf.threadless.com.
Hello everyone,
everybody.
and welcome to a brand new episode of From the Great North to Wonder Warp, your unofficial one, but verified. Hold on.
Yes,
Time
sir.
out. Take it from the top.
Do it again.
Hello everybody,
Rep.
welcome to a brand new episode of From the Great North to Wonder Warp, your unofficial but verified one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I am Mike.
And I'm JB.
Let's see what's going on in the chat.
Good
Hello,
question.
Christine. Hey, AJ. Been a minute. How are you? Marlena. Hello. Great episode.
Oh, who won? Oh, yeah. Who got it first?
Oh, congratulations, Yahoo. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us once again. Pretty straightforward episode tonight. We got 3 new episodes to discuss of Krapopolis, Grimsburg, and the Great North. Not much in the way of, in fact, there's no news at all to report.
No.
So we're kind of just hanging out for the next hour. And if you guys want to talk about anything in particular that's not the episode base, feel free to shoot it out in the chat and we'll discuss.
Yeah, pretty much the only thing of news that's new is Simon put up another short, which was hysterical and great and fun. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's really good.
That's how slow the news days is, folks, is we're reporting on stuff that we posted.
Mm-hmm.
Go look at that. I guess one thing, last week I had asked the audience, who should I take to Amsterdam with me? And a resounding amount of you said Linda should come. So Linda will be coming to Amsterdam with me next week.
Going to the red light district with Linda.
Linda's coming along. Should be fun. Will we get her a Dutch baby? I don't know. Maybe.
You're going to go to the...
Oh, you froze. Well, bring yourself back. Bring yourself back. There you go.
That's fine. I just want to say, your camera was pretty blurry before that. I'm wondering.
Oh, you're the one that got booted, though.
It couldn't stabilize your video.
What were you asking there?
Are you going to go see the tulips?
So the tulips and the giant gardens and all that, those open on March 20th. We leave March 15th. I'm sure we'll see some tulips. I mean, it's not like they're going to bloom overnight.
I just remember the episode from Winthorpe Manor when he's like, oh, you're going to go to the tulip garden. He's like, it's more like 3 lips. That's what the rich people call them, but...
His Ohio internet went weird. Oh, so it was yours?
Never.
It was you and those lead-based walls you got there.
Yeah, that's probably a lot of that.
But yeah, no, hoping to see some tulips. I'm sure we will. We'll see the giant windmills, the clogs, the cheese, the whole 9 yards. We'll be out there for about a week. So I should be able to... Every time Mike speaks, it's fuzzy. How do you mean? JB, how do I sound to you?
A little fuzzy at the beginning, but it seemed it was getting better.
Okay. Let's see. All my connections are as it should be. Let me check something. Audio. Oh, wait, hold on.
I think we found the issue there.
That's better.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason it changed.
Yeah, much clearer.
There we go. I guess we're taking it from the top. No. Thank you, Marlena, for letting me know that. Sorry, Christine, getting my people mixed up. But yeah, I will be away all next week. Not sure who's sitting in for me, or if somebody is sitting for me. I don't know if we're going on a break. I don't know what's happening. But either way, I will be checking in from the Netherlands with some Linda content. Also, posting up a North to Wharf sticker somewhere out there in the Netherlands.
Do it.
Mark our territory out there.
Mm-hmm. They are claimed to the Europeans.
We have stickers in South Korea, and we have stickers in the Philippines.
Yep.
We don't have any in Japan though. I'll have to do that next time I go back.
Yeah, if I ever get out there, we'll do that. They're out in San Diego.
They're in LA. San Diego. They're in LA. Seattle. You did some in Seattle.
I did San Francisco too. They're out there.
Orlando has some. And I think that's it.
I think Youngstown has a few. When we went and visited there, I slapped one on a couple things. But that's nothing special.
I think DC might as well. What brings you to the Netherlands? Me and my wife are going on it's her spring break, so we're going out there. There is a textile art exhibit in Tilburg, which is a stone's throw away from the German border. Germany border. So we're going up there and we're spending the whole weekend. There goes JB once again. But yeah, I'm spending time up in the Netherlands next week. Japan, you might get canned if you put stickers on things. Yeah, Kristen, you got to be careful. There are like when we put stickers up, it's never in like sensitive places. It's places that are like been deemed like you can put stickers here. We never deface things.
Yeah, we always put it like where there's always a ton of stickers. Like I did the sticker in Gumwall in Seattle.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
In South Korea, there was this hip little district where we went, and people had like sticker slapped all over the place. So we just added ours there too. So yeah, never anything to deface something nice. No. I'm going to buy stickers for around the UK and all my upcoming travels. I bet. Yeah, what stickers you getting, AJ? What stickers are you getting? I have a whole stack of North to Wharf stickers just sitting here and shit with them.
They'll be up in Hawaii when we go in May. They'll be slapped up there.
Oh, you going to Hawaii?
Yeah, for our anniversary, we're going to go to Hawaii.
Nice. In May. Let's see. No, I got nothing going on in May. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so sorry, we're just kind of killing dead air. There's no news. So we're gonna just
there really isn't any news whatsoever.
We could discuss the episodes and be done in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean it's a lull at this point. We're working on more Patreon content, things like that, and making videos and things like that. It's just a slow part right now for Animation Domination right now.
But the thing is, it's not really, because we have new shows, but those episode discussions only go so far. We have no news to discuss, which should be coming up quickly because we have WonderCon around the corner.
Yep.
We have Pride around the corner, San Diego Comic-Con around the corner, and I will say we have some things in store for San Diego Comic-Con that we can't talk about just yet, but there's things coming for that.
Yeah, there's quite a few things swirling. And Christine, I definitely will take you up on that. We're trying to come up with a list of things to do. But, I mean, there's a lot swirling around that. WonderCon stuff should be coming out soon because it's literally just a couple weeks away.
Yep. I guess before we get into the episodes, we can explain. I think we did it last week, but I was so out of it and so exhausted, which I still am, that I didn't really explain Patreon all that well. So let me get to the bottom of Patreon. We have added a new tier, a $10 tier, which we are calling Wharfers. We renamed the $3 tier to Friends of the Wharf, and we changed the $10 tier to what we call Wharfers. The $3 tier, you still get all the same stuff you got before. You help us keep the lights on here. You get a shout out at the end of every episode. New things we've added is you'll get every December, you'll get a end of the year gift from JB and myself.
Yep.
And then you also get guest announcements a week early. You get YouTube videos a week early, and and then you get the chance to submit a question for our guests. Not guaranteed that it'll get read, but you have the ability to submit a question over on Patreon. For the $10 tier, which we're again are calling Warfers, which are you all, you get all the same stuff in the previous tier, to include fan commentary. Think Mystery Science Theater 3000, But for Bob's, or Great North, or anything else we may want to cover. You get those. Those are exclusive to Patreon. Let's see what else. You get a guaranteed question asked on our interviews. While the $3 tier gets to submit and potentially make it, $10 tier absolutely gets it. And then I think that's the only main difference. The reason why it's only 2 extra things is because we're doing 200 plus episodes of fan commentary, which we figured was worth a little more.
Yeah.
And then we may add more stuff to the $10 tier. Right now, it is just and actually one more thing I will say is Patreon gets the videos a week early. And sometimes this week in particular, with our sit down with Anthony and Nick from the Great North, you get an extended version because there's stuff I cut out of the interview that won't be on YouTube because I was really mean. So I thought best to take it out. JB said it's not that bad. I thought it was a little over the top.
Yeah.
So I took it out. But you can see it on Patreon if you'd like.
I'll accept. I mean, if you feel like it's not good, it's not worthy, or it's too much, then
I thought it was. I thought it was worthy. I just thought I was a bit much.
Okay.
Nick, you, Anthony, all said no. I think it's fine, but for me, it didn't sit right. So I was like, I'm going to make an executive decision here. So if you want to see me being over the top and dramatic, which I normally am not, you guys know me. I'm usually calm and cool.
He's so calm and collected, guys.
I'm so fucking cool. You can do that. And if you just kind of want to get a sample of what we're doing over on the $10 Patreon, you can actually buy the individual posts. So if you just want to hear a fan commentary, $3 gets you the fan commentary. And if you want to keep doing it, then $10. So yeah, pretty much, Christine.
Yeah. I mean, we do throw some like fun facts.
JB wasn't there to reel me in, so
no, I was not. I couldn't for that one. No, I didn't have any childcare for that. It happens occasionally, but yeah.
But
Mike
for those
did a
of you,
great job though, I watched it.
For those of you who, no, I didn't embarrass myself. I did not embarrass myself.
Didn't. He got
too passionate.
He was passionate.
Too passionate. But yeah, for those of you who are part of the Patreon, thank you very much. And the interview's up now if you haven't seen it. For those of you who aren't, Friday.
Yeah. No, didn't embarrass himself. He just He definitely. It wasn't a hot take, Mike, like usual, but it was more of like he cut through the crap and just asked the question.
Yeah.
And he used a few words to describe certain fans that he's like, come on, guys.
I didn't play it as diplomatically as I should.
No.
Yeah.
You guys too close to the chest.
You guys are like the Bert and Ernie of Bento Box. I'll take it. I dig Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
But yeah,
hey Mike, I can draw that.
Do it.
All right.
Do it. We have a ongoing series too. Actually, we won't discuss that just yet till we have the very first post ready. But yeah, the sit down with the Nick and Anthony from the Great North, they wrote the previous episode.
Last week's episode, yeah.
They wrote last week's episode. It's a fantastic interview. If you haven't seen it yet because you're not a paying member, that's totally fine. Like I said, Friday it'll come out. But those guys are fantastic. We had an extended talk off air, which was great. We went into detail about a bunch of things that, while maybe not interesting to the fan base at large, It's definitely interesting to me.
Christine, who would you describe as Bert, and who would you say is Ernie?
Ooh, I
don't really care either way. I love Sesame Street, so it doesn't matter. But if I'm going to draw this up for a design for us,
Bert is
make sure the fans know it's accurate.
Bert is the angry one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I clearly.
Oh yeah. Mike is Bert.
Yeah, but no, definitely didn't embarrass myself. In fact, they thought it was a very fair and great question, and while I agreed with them,
yeah, they did. They said like, "Oh, this is a good question. Like, this is not bad. Like, we've been wondering about this as well." So you guys discussed it for about like 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm Ernie.
Interesting.
Okay. I for sure thought I'd be the Bert.
Maybe that's a poll we got to put out.
No, Bert is more stern. Yeah, I figured that'd be me.
Yeah, Mike doesn't put up with shit.
Yeah, I don't.
Mike's known for hot takes, yelling at Abby, and making interesting jokes.
Speaking of, we got to check in with Abby. I ain't heard from her in a minute.
He tries to rein Ernie's edge in.
Tries to rein Ernie's.
I'm looking him up right now.
Yeah, I would have for sure thought it was Bert. Yeah, I'm gonna trust Christine. I don't know. My knowledge of them is or
Ernie is known for being mischievous, frequently playing practical jokes on his good pal Bert.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely doesn't describe you, but if we're just taking like the stern part of it, I feel like that's more me.
Bert is the hypochondriac form of a number of various. Okay. It says that he's more of the knowledge one and more of like the dropping, like the we need to be serious sometimes.
Oh, fun. Well, I don't know if that describes either of us.
No, we'll see which one looks better as who.
You're just gonna put a beard and glasses on both of them?
Well, they're gonna have the good Sesame Street color scheme for sure, and then I'm definitely gonna do our logo as Sesame Street for it.
I was a child's librarian for 10 years. That seems both cool and not.
See, total Bert.
Hold on. Let me preface this. Not because of the children. Not cool because of the children. The job itself seems really cool.
It sounds very much like a Mike statement.
Working with children seems fucking exhausting and terrible.
He's had it with him.
I do not like, which is, I was trying to, I had something that I was going to bring up, but for life me, I can't remember it too. Yeah, it's nothing to do with children. Oh well. I loved it. I bet working in a library seems cool as hell. Except
I would agree with that.
Except
being in a library would be cool to work at. It's slow, chill.
And the fucking perverts who come in to use the public computers.
That's a whole other problem.
Yeah, but just being in a library all day seems cool as shit. Oh, it was completely overstimulated. Yeah, that. No, thank you. No, thank you. Trying to be quiet and people are trying to read books and stuff, and then you got some mom or dad can't control their kid, and the worst thing or the best they can do is, you know what? Let's just make it everybody else's problem. Children are overrated. Children suck. Stand on that. 10 toes down. 10 toes down.
Wow.
JB, I'm sure your son's lovely. Children suck.
He is lovely.
I'm sure.
He's a gem.
I'm sure your kid's a gem, a diamond in the rough. I'm sure he's a lovely young lad. Fuck kids, and I got 3 nephews and a niece. Fuck kids. 10 toes down. Stand on business.
Stand down. Stand down.
Stand down. I don't want to hear it from the parents in the audience. You know I'm right. You want to get into the episode talk?
Yeah, we can do that. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Let's start with Grimsburg.
Yeah, let's do Grimsburg.
Let's do it.
Y'all about to see a mature ass Mike. Watch this.
All right, so this is season 2, episode 3, Training Wheels Day, a reference to Training Day. After Otis, the kid detective, is put on the force, peer pressure from the mayor is how he gets there. Flute makes it his mission to have his kid quit the force due to nepotism. Harmony drinks a lot of cough syrup to get over a cold, which causes her to see her son's imaginary friend. So, the kid detective Otis is actually voiced by Martin Short from, a lot of things. Three Amigos. He's always touring with Steve Martin, doing funny jokes and music, possibly dating Meryl Streep, and from Murderers in the Building.
Yes.
So
I gotta watch it.
And Father of the Bride series. Like, he's been in a lot. He's funny. He's hysterical.
Oh yeah. No, dude's I was never the biggest fan of his, but I can admit the dude is funny. So
I would say him and Steve Martin have mastered their comedy. Is very like just dry and just like it's all about timing.
Mm-hmm.
All
right,
they
AJ.
both are well.
Good night, bud.
You're up late. Go to bed.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Martin Short because I knew him from SNL, and I did not enjoy him on SNL, so that kind of stuck with me. But yeah, he's the older he's gotten, the better I think he's gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Grimsburg. It is not for me. There's an audience for it. Folks dig it. I'm certain of that. Someone likes it. There are bits and pieces that I do enjoy, but overall, we're a season and a half in at this point, or a season and a quarter at this point. It's not for me. Not to yuck anybody's yum. Yeah, Jiminy Glick. Yeah. You got COVID at SNL 50.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you did. And I was like, you went to SNL 50. That's cool.
And I've been looking at Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. Its score is going up. It has a 6 out of 10 and 63% on Rotten. 56% of people are reporting they like it on Google users. So it's better than last season in that regard. They added Martin Short, which I think is good.
They added Martin Short for an episode,
which
makes no sense.
And I was telling Mike before we went on, like, this episode, I think it was another example of, we've talked about an arc of evil villains, or like someone who's in charge, or a group that's keeping Grimsburg grim. And it could have very much been this family that Otis is from. And it was a good concept. And they resolved it in one episode again. And we're like, this could have been something. And I don't know what happened to the killer that Martin caught in season 1. Like, his arch nemesis, like, he's been nowhere to be seen.
Nothing.
And I thought, at least if anything, he would be tagging along on a lot of his, like, cases and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the robot's not really involved anymore as his sidekick. It's like, so I'm not really sure what we're doing.
Me neither.
There's parts, and I mean, we've said, like, there's parts that were really good and fun, and like, you could see where it's like potentially could head, and it's like, this could be really good, and then it kind of just like puts too much effort in other areas, or like stretches the story too thin and tries to bring in too many elements. And yeah,
I mean, there were fun little bits in the episode. I'll admit there's every episode has a little chuckle here and there, like the part where the entire crew was ecstatic because they ruined a child's dream.
Yep.
Thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, all the way up, high as they can go. I loved that, the whole Nepo baby thing. That was fun. Flute realizing, oh, maybe he's a Nepo baby. But like I said, there are things that I don't like about the show, and one of them is the mom, and the other one is the imaginary friend. And they were a complete B storyline in this episode, and I was like, Jeezy Pete's. So again, it's not for Uncle Mike. There is an audience out there. There's an audience for everything. I just ain't it.
Yeah. And I guess we have been watching these kind of shows for a couple of years now, and it's like we've seen the potential that could be there, and it's just waiting to see if it gets delivered or not. So we're just waiting and seeing. And Aaron, yeah, Captain Ron's amazing. I did enjoy that movie a lot with Kurt Russell. It's a good movie with Martin Short.
So I don't know what to do with the characters. They didn't. I mean, here's the thing. I think they know what they want to do, and I think they feel like they're pulling off their intention. So perhaps my expectations are different from what they intended it to be.
Yeah,
and that's perfectly fine. I'm just an audience member here. So maybe I need to temper my expectations of what I thought the show was, because clearly what I thought it was or what it should be is not what they intended it to be.
No.
And that's perfectly
and
fine.
That might be it too, is like our expectations are, we were hoping for like X-Files, Twin Peaks, Scooby-Doo kind of thing, and it is not that, and maybe it is just going to get wrapped up every episode.
So Christine, I would say they have focus, but their focus doesn't seem to be a larger picture. It just seems to be laser focused on one episode and not kind of interconnecting the town of Grimsburg.
And that's what we were thinking, is like, because like Twin Peaks, it's like about the town of Twin Peaks and what's happening there and what has happened there. And we were thinking like it would be more centered like that. It would have some X-Files, like sci-fi, alien, spooky, crime stuff involved with it as well. And it would be kind of like mystery solving with his team, and almost like a CSI light. And it is not any of that, or even like Criminal Minds kind of. It's not like that either.
Yeah, it's like American Dad meets Twin Peaks. Actually, no, take that back, because I'm sure Twin Peaks is a decent show. I haven't seen it myself.
It's good.
It's I can't even describe it, but yeah, it's not for me, and that is the best I can say. I just don't know if there's a lot of standalones.
Yeah, it's hard because it's not even like there's like trickles of a theme, and I think that's kind of what we're looking for. There's just like any sprinkling of like, even like connecting like his arch nemesis, the guy he caught, connecting that to anything. Like that would be huge. And we're not like, he's not even in, and pretty much hasn't been in any episodes this season. And if he is, it's like for a minute and he's gone, and it's like that could be a huge reoccurring thing of like that's their smoking man, essentially. That's that could be Flute's dad. He brought up like, you know who my dad is. He's on the force. Like they started to sprinkle that like we're gonna get some background stuff, but it just hasn't really synced in yet.
The only way I can see them kind of pulling it off is if, and they'd have to retcon a bunch of stuff to do this. But like, let's say we get a big bad at the end of the season, and they find like little clues, and then like in the process of him doing his thing, he realizes that he's seen more clues throughout the season, and we go back and boom, 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 boom. Stuff that we weren't even aware could connect to anything. We just like, oh, that's a dumb little throwaway thing. But then at the end of the season, they connect all the dots for us. We're like, oh my god,
that would be huge. And then we would take back everything we said. And like, okay, writers, you obviously have some idea what you're doing.
JB may take back what he said.
Maybe not all of it, but I'd be like, okay, so there was a plan.
Honestly, I don't know when shows get announced for renewal anymore. It used to be at the beginning of the year, but now with all the fun little weird breaks, it's hard to know when things get announced. I think we're safe in saying that Bob's is getting at least a season 16 now. We know Family Guy and The Simpsons are safe as well. I would assume The Great North is going to be okay. And I think Universal Basic Guys will be all right. Krapopolis is on season 3. I think it'll go another season or 2. I don't know about Grimsburg yet. I think it'll get a season 3 just because shows typically get 3 seasons.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
But we'll see. Comic-Con's going to have a lot of stuff. And obviously we'll be there to report all of it. So.
It's really just to kind of see who is on at Comic-Con. Usually that's a big tell if you have like a panel or not and things like that. And then I haven't seen Grimsburg have one yet.
No, I mean, I think they had their initial one, which was a joint one with Krapopolis, I think. Or I could be wrong on that.
I can't remember.
But I know Grimsburg had one before season 1 came out.
Did they share with Universal Basic Guys, maybe?
No, because Krapopolis and Grimsburg came out together. But I don't know if they shared a thing. Universal Basic Guys had theirs last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who has any kind of presence at WonderCon.
Yeah.
But then they're not really known for their panels too, as far as breaking news and stuff. So Comic-Con will be the big thing, which we'll find all that out in. Let's see, Comic-Con's in July, so June we'll have firm schedules for things. Even though Bob's usually doesn't announce till like a day or two before. But they'll be there. We know they're going to be there because they're always there. So, if I'm a betting man, and I'm not because I don't have money, I'm going to say we'll get the easy renewal for 16 and 17.
Yeah.
I'm willing to say they'll get to 20. Beyond that, I don't know.
Yeah,
I can see them. Yeah, I can see them getting to 20. But I think, and I was talking to somebody. I was talking to the Bobbist. I was talking to Bobbist. And we both realized that the fan base, not just in general, speaking general terms here, they're not grasping that Bob's has been around for 15 seasons at this point. The show's not going to last forever. It's got more time behind it than ahead of it. So if we ever get the news that, hey, Bob's is ending, like, we can't be shocked. It's already been on going 15 seasons at this point. Shows don't normally last that long. We've been blessed with things like American Dad and Family Guy and The Simpsons.
Yep. We really have.
But that's not the norm. That's not normal. But yeah, I could see it going 20. 400 episodes could have some time in the future, although the near future, God no, we're not even at 300 yet.
Yeah, we're getting there next season.
I think once this season ends, depending on how many episodes there will be, I think we're in the 280s at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So we're definitely close. So I'm not sure. We have how many episodes have aired for season 15 right now? Do you know off the top?
Do we have right now?
Like 6?
5 or 6, I think, right now.
Okay. So then let's say we get another 10 episodes. That'll bring us to, unless 300 is like the season finale, it could be the start of season 16 as well. So we don't really know.
It's just going to be one of those wait and sees to see what happens.
But they already have episode 300 planned, so we know that. And we're fine. American Dad's going to keep going as long as Seth
wants to do it.
Yeah, as long as he wants to do it. TBS isn't giving him any shit for it, and it's their biggest show. Yeah, they're going to be fine.
Yeah, they're going to keep doing it until basically he wants to stop. And he likes doing, I think, that show more than he likes doing Family Guy. So,
well, if I remember correctly, he enjoys Family Guy, but he hates Fox.
Yes.
So if he could get the show off that channel, he would. But what are you gonna do? We could be able to get 12 more potentially. It all depends. You know how scheduling goes. Things can get screwy. Bob's is back in May, June, July, August, September. 4 months. Oh, fuck. Sorry, guys. My allergies are killing me. So, yeah, it could be another 12 episodes. We'll see.
It's really just going to be one of those wait and see kind of things.
But we should get more. It's just weird because they'll be showing new episodes while we're at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we're going to try to cover them while we're there, too. So, you guys will get a lot of really cool stuff, hopefully. The more that we get to do stuff, we'll try to bring it camera and do live so you guys can be part of the stuff. Of course, no panels. Can't do that. Phones are turned off at panels. But meetups, we'll try to get you guys on for a couple minutes, things like that.
Yeah. Back to the episodes. Krapopolis.
Let's get Krapopolis up here. So Krapopolis is season 2. This is episode 12, Baby Boom. Aphrodite's fertility fest is here, and baby fever is at an all-time high. I'm sure Mike loved this. And Tyrannus tries to relax at the bathhouse, but it's proving difficult to let loose and relax with his brother and dad.
So I will say this. Krapopolis, with each week, has grown more and more on me. I enjoy the show. I look forward to watching the episodes. This one I didn't mind so much because while they were pregnant, there were no kids.
There were none.
There were none.
Not a one.
Thumbs up. Really enjoyed the B plot line of Tyrannus and Schlub and Hippocampus.
Hippo. Yeah.
Hippo. At the bathhouse, and kind of Tyrannus kind of learning that people talk behind his back, even though I assume he knew that. And then kind of going into this self-deprecating stand-up routine because he was getting some kind of attention. And then that quickly turning on him because
he thought it was helpful.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
it's not. The more I see this show, the more I enjoy it. So I'm now a Krapopolis fan.
I very much enjoy Krapopolis. I've been enjoying it more and more as the show's gone on. This episode I thought was good, and they are a show that I feel is kind of finding their footing at this point.
I agree.
They've found out what characters work well with each other and which ones don't. I still think they're trying to figure out Schlub and how to get him in there. Mm-hmm. And I think they're realizing you don't have to like shoehorn him in. He's fine if you just leave him kind of as a background, almost like Gene doing jokes here.
I was just about to say he's the Gene of the family.
He doesn't have to be the focus.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you do an episode here and there where he is the focus, that's fine. Just like Gene.
Mm-hmm.
I think they found that Tyrannus is good when he's with a group. When he's alone, it can be a little too much. Kind of like, as they're saying, like the king can be a lot and he just talks and talks and talks. So I think they're realizing maybe he needs to be with other characters. And I think they've really found that Stoop and Deliria do well together.
Yeah. It's because they're kind of like polar opposites from each other, but not really. Like you have Deliria, who's obviously this goddess, this beautiful goddess, powerful, blah, 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 blah. And then you have Stoop, who's kind of this soldier built like a brick house, just tough. So as far as like physical traits, they're kind of polar opposites of each other. But like when you break it down, they're warriors. Like she's more of the physical warrior. Deliria is more of like the god warrior where she can just like zap people and do all that. But they're both around to like burn to the ground and just kind of fight. But yeah, they make a good pairing. I think Hippo and Tyrannus make a good couple as well.
I do as
well.
They both have equal agendas. Like Hippo wants to do science and stuff, but he always wants to advance things.
Yeah,
and they work together because they both want similar things.
Yeah,
they want to move Krapopolis.
Exactly. Tyrannus wants to move the city forward, maybe not from a scientific standpoint, but like from a building itself up. And no, he'll bring himself back. I'm keep talking. He wants to build the city up and like make it prosper, but he doesn't care about the science part of it, or he does, but he doesn't want to have to deal with it. So yeah,
he's always just like, do you really have to do that, Hippo? And he's like, do you want to advance things or not?
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to see how the sausage is made, then don't get down here.
Yeah. Don't ask. But yeah, I was kind of wishy-washy on it for the first season, and then with every episode, I've grown. It's my third favorite show on Animation Domination at this point.
And I'm excited to see where it goes. I think it has a lot of potential to be something really cool if it keeps going. I do think it's going to maybe be one of those shows that probably needs a little bit of a push here and there. So it could be interesting to see if they can push it more.
I am curious if that gentleman from last week is any lore that we're going to figure out later down the road. The guy with the overalls telling the story. I wonder if that's a hint at something that's going to come. I hope so. I hope that's the twist they're giving us, but we'll see.
I'd be very hopeful, and I think it could be cool as a callback, even if it's not all the time, but just a couple times here and there, hearing him tell the story of Krapopolis.
Yeah, because I think we were both in agreement that was definitely not a guy of Krapopolis.
No, not at all. He's from the future. He's from our time.
He's too modern. And maybe that's a fun little video for us to dissect and discuss. We need to get a renewal for Great North first.
That needs to come first.
But speaking of the Great North, we got a new episode. Or actually, any parting words for Krapopolis?
I just hope it keeps going the way it's going, because the way it's headed, it's really good, and I'm enjoying it. And each week, it's been getting better and better. So I have high hopes for it.
Agreed.
It's good to see that you've turned the corner, because there was a time when Mike was like,
there was. I was not having it, but I have come around.
So the big feature for this week is the Great North. We have season 5, episode 3, Bots on the Side Adventure. So this episode synopsis is pretty short. As Ham gets a singing job at a local pizza place, and then it says the rest of the family decides on the name for the new boat. Pretty vague for an episode that had a lot going on.
Well, for a good reason. That obviously couldn't give away the twist or even hint at the twist.
True.
I don't know. I liked the episode, though. I'll preface that. I liked the episode. I loved the boat naming subplot. The A plot, I don't know. It didn't do much for me, and I don't know how I feel about the twist yet.
Not sure.
Even though Ham and Crispin seem to be okay, like this, they seem to understand each other, and they understand that they each want the same thing. But I'm like,
yeah, I don't know. That was rough to kind of see, because they've really pushed their ship for the longest time, and it just ended.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting it.
I mean, I'm glad that it only took an episode for that to kind of play itself out, because I don't want to see that over like a 2 or 3 episode arc. I don't want to see the couple slowly dissolve and Ham being unhappy or unsure, and then that whole thing deteriorating. So I'm glad it ended the way it ended, but I'm not sure it's over.
Yeah, I'm not sold that it's over either. It's just interesting that like that's the way they played it off. And I mean, I do like that they both agreed that, like, I mean, they're in high school.
Yeah,
and
like 16.
And it's like maybe this is the person, but I think it's kind of like also relevant to Beef. Beef married his high school sweetheart. She obviously needed to do more than that. She needed something else, and I think that caused a problem. And then Beef just didn't want to realize it. And I think maybe Ham subconsciously realized, oh, this is similar. And Aunt Dirt really stepped up.
She was the voice of reason. You're like, hey, this is what's happening. You either like it or you don't, but I'm not going to sugarcoat what's happening. I'm telling you what's happening. And then
Like
she came in at
sometimes,
the
yeah.
end with the hey, you'll be okay.
Yeah, the note. Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think it was important that they showed that Crispin and Ham didn't hate each other.
Yeah, that literally Crispin also sitting there and being like, I like that person.
Yeah, he's like, you
And
know
can
what?
see
I get
myself
it.
dating them and going out to France. Oh,
Yeah.
Jinx. And like they literally had their Jinx anniversary still, but it was like on a quieter note, like this is dissolved.
I could see Crispin hanging around and them being more friends. Because I don't see Ham just like completely dropping him off and saying, I'm good. I'm good.
I think we're
I don't know what he thought they were gonna do. Don't know what he thought.
No, I don't either. I do think though we will get I don't think Ham knows what to do without Crispin.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think it's still gonna be like they're still gonna hang out. I think it's still gonna be awkward.
Yeah,
they were holding hands at the end, which is sweet, but I also think that's going to happen more frequently, and we are going to see like this moment where it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I could see that happening. They were like, hey, I thought this is what I wanted. We did our thing. We both realized, hey, maybe not. I mean, we don't need to get married, but you know what? It life is better with you around. So, so I could see them at the end of the season, like you said. I don't know if getting back together, but definitely being on. They're on good terms now.
They are.
Yeah, and I think that's the important part.
I think it's just, will it stay that way, or is this maybe the voice actor moving on to something different, and Crispin goes back to Detroit, and that's the end of that?
I can't see happening.
I hope not. I really like Crispin. I mean, it was hard this episode because like we get Crispin, but we don't get Crispin a lot. We get like little moments, and they're always very sweet together.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like the one time where you're like, you could definitely see like Crispin was way more into what was going on and really cares about their relationship. And Ham, he's like, I've noticed you really weren't in it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, is it you just don't like me anymore? And it's like, no, that's not it.
Well, that's the thing. Like once Ham explained himself, Crispin was like, "Hey, I totally get it. Now that you mentioned it, I kind of feel the same." So I think they just needed that realization, and I think they'll be stronger as friends, and then potentially getting back together. So,
and it might just be one of those things where it's like we always have each other kind of thing.
Yeah. I would assume not, Marlena. I would assume not. But yeah, overall, really liked the episode. I loved how they did the Shark Tank spin on how to name the boat. I like learning that Beef just kind of names everything. Was it Chuckles or Haha or something?
Chuckles.
Love that.
And that's why I am out.
Yeah, I love it. It's like that's especially when Judy was like, "We're gonna have an abstract design." He's like, and that is why I'm out.
He didn't even listen to the rest of it.
Yeah,
he
he's
gave
like, no.
the whole presentation. He's like, "Son, I'm gonna throw water in that laptop when I get home." Fair enough.
So it's loved it. Did you spot the Yeti?
I did.
Okay.
He's walking. Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you who are following along and trying to spot the Yeti in the episode,
it's almost like we need to come up with a club for that.
What do you mean?
Like just a fun little thing, like our fellow Lone Moose Sasquatch hunters.
Yeah. Well, we do have the ongoing series that we just started 2 minutes before we went on the air.
Yes.
Spot the Yeti. It's on our Instagram page. Each week we will post a screen grab of where the Yeti is in every single episode, starting from episode 1, season 5, because he already did the recaps for 3 and 4, so we're no need to do the job that they already did. So we're starting with episodes 1, 2, and 3 of season 5. Those are up now. If you've spot the Yeti, if you're not, come check us out every Monday, and we'll tell you exactly where it is. Let's see. I just think maybe you were thinking about it through a straight perspective and not so much a queer one. It's the only perspective I have, which is fair, but might be why it doesn't What doesn't make much sense? Everything here made sense to me. Maybe I have a queer perspective. Oh. Or were you not talking to me, Marlena, and I'm just making it all about myself? That could be fair too.
I was just very excited at the amount of people in the community in Lone Moose that are out. Like it's really cool to see that.
It is,
I think,
surprisingly large.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, they're all at the one store, and maybe that's part of it. But we know that there's lots of clubs and things like that, and like speakeasy stuff.
That's the other surprising thing. For a small town, there's like 5 or 6 clubs,
which is awesome,
and they're all full.
Yes, and I think the interesting piece with that too is like, as much as this was about Crispin and Ham too, it is similar, and this happens to people who are in all kinds of different relationships. Where it's just like we're good together and things work out and things seem great. It's just, in this case, as it says here, like they're just really young.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're the first person I've been with, the first person I've like had as a boyfriend. And it's like, I kind of want to make sure that I'm not missing anything else.
And again, 16. They get the whole world ahead of them. They ain't getting married tomorrow. Calm down.
And then, I mean, I'm still shipping it. I'm hoping that it works out.
Yeah, they're good together. But I would like to see Ham play the field a little more.
I mean, he was kissing an animatronic.
Yeah, we gotta talk to Carolyn about that. She's got some questions to answer. It's a gay trope to first date the guy who then becomes your lifelong bestie.
Oh, see, now we're learning things.
All right.
So maybe that was part of it too, is that's they wanted to kind of address that,
or to literally have a friend groups that are made of exes. Okay,
that I was aware of.
I mean, I'm a bad ally. I'm a bad ally. But yeah, maybe this will like solidify their bestie relationship and make it so much deeper than what they already had, which is great.
Because it could always be even they grow as friends and it doesn't work, or they do grow as friends and it does work. It actually, they kind of solidify, maybe it's at the end of the show's run. It's like this works. I don't really want to date anybody else anymore. So who knows? Maybe we'll get that last moment.
We'll see. I enjoy them together, even though I'm not much for the shipping that a lot of the fandoms seem to love to do.
Yes, sir.
I personally don't understand that fascination, but I mean, to each their own. Ain't no shitting in anybody's a brownie mix. There's a lesbian joke that says that for a second date you get a U-Haul.
I have heard of that term as well.
I've heard that.
U-Haul lesbians. Yes, I have heard that term.
In fact, I just saw a reel about that. He's like, it was this lady. He's like, hey, my first date went really well, and yeah, we're going on our second date tonight. He's like, I'm going to pick her up now, and they pull out it's a giant U-Haul. I'm like, I get that.
I got that joke.
I get that reference. But yeah, all in all,
should we address the Chuck E. Cheese bit as well? I did enjoy the Chuck E. Cheese bit.
Oh yeah, please. Yeah,
I think it was fun to go back to that. I mean, I haven't gone to many of those because my kid's not old enough to have parties at those yet. But
and we're in our late 30s. Yeah,
and we're in our late 30s. It's been a long time since I've been to the Chuck E. Cheese, but it was just fun to see that like that's still nostalgic for so many people, and that Lone Moose had their own version with the Yeti, and it's just interesting. It's good to see that some of the things I grew up with are still there.
We've gotten like each of our shows have. I mean, well, Bob's and the Great North both have a Chuck E. Cheese-esque thing. Like we saw the episode where the kids were party crashing.
Family Fun Time. I just watched it today.
Yeah. So I mean, I wonder if that's just like low hanging fruit. Like, hey, just their kids, send them to a Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, I haven't been to one. Let's see, I'm 39 now. It's 30 plus years.
Yeah, for me, I think it's been about that long.
Maybe in San Diego we'll go hit one up. We'll go find one.
It's gonna be like Family Fun Times. So like, where's your kid? And it's like we don't have a kid.
That's what we should do. We should create a Family Fun Time up there.
That should be where the meetup is, at Family Fun Time.
Yeah.
But all in all, enjoyed the episode.
Very much.
We make no qualms about it. We are huge Great North fans. And you should be too. In fact, watch the damn show, everybody. Sorry.
That's what got Mike in trouble, guys.
Sorry, that's a little spicy spice girl coming out of me there. Sorry.
That's what got Mike in trouble.
Yeah, sorry. I was popping off at the mouth and attacking you all, the fan base.
Couldn't help himself.
When it was called Showbiz, I've never heard of Showbiz. And we're older than you, Toasty. What are you talking about, Showbiz? Oh, there was definitely a... No, maybe I was thinking of something else. Yeah. You think going to the library is Chuck E. Cheese is overstimulations? Yeah, but there's skee ball there, and I can play skee ball.
Yeah.
And at least it's not a place that's supposed to be quiet, like a library is. I don't know. I mean, they're fucking parodying everything else. They just did Megan. I don't know. That show needs to figure itself out. But it's not for me. It's for somebody.
It's not for me.
It is not for me. It is for ye. There you go. You all can have it. I'm 40 this spring. I'm 40 in a little over a month. When's your birthday, Toasty? Mine's April 13th. I'll be 40.
Wow, 40.
Yep. Showbiz was what Chuck E. Cheese was before.
Showbiz was Chuck E. Cheese before was Chuck E. Cheese. Okay.
Wait, so it went Chuck E. Cheese, then Showbiz, then back to Chuck E. Cheese? Because there's still Chuck E. Cheese's out there.
All right.
Explain yourself. I guess we have adult arcades around here. Yeah, the Dave and Buster's kind of things.
Yeah, we got those here.
I fucking hate those, though. Maybe I'm just not an arcade kind of guy. Well, that, and then, like, the adults there are the type of adults who would be at an adult arcade, and that's insufferable.
It's insufferable.
Yeah, those people are the worst. So
it's just insufferable. It's not
2nd of May. All right, bet, Toasty, me and you, not terribly far from each other. Like 3 weeks apart. That's cool.
Yeah. Your hosts here are 2 Aries, so if you believe in that star racism, as Mike calls it.
Yeah, fuck that. Oh, we almost forgot. Speaking of the Great North, our friend Sam, all the way across the pond in Europe.
Get this far without doing
I have no idea. I have it queued up here too. Sam checking in, of course, with his weekly segment on our show that we're calling the Lone Moose Minute with Sam. Let me go ahead and cue that up here. It's weird. So I can't load it to restream because it's too big of a file. So I have to do it on YouTube and then share screen. So just a little behind the scenes peek for you all. Here we go. And in fact, to give Sam his proper due,
Hello and a very good evening to you. Hope you are keeping well. My name is Sam, aka to Lone Moose and Back, and welcome to another instalment of the Lone Moose Minute here on From North to Wharf, the segment of the show where I spend a few minutes giving my thoughts on the latest episode of The Great North, that being Season 5, Episode 3, Bots on the Side Adventure. And I'm just going to get this straight off the bat and say that this week's episode was absolutely amazing. I loved every single moment of it. And that was in part due to the terrific lines that we had on display and a great addition to the ever-growing cast of wacky and wonderful characters in Yeti Van Halen, voiced brilliantly by Neil Campbell on his first trip up to Lone Moose. And it was another look into this idea of Han getting ideas in his head that influence his decisions, and also in the context of his relationship with Crispin. We saw this happen all the way back in Season 3 with Autumn If You Got 'Em Adventure, but while that could have been put down to the madness of the Full Frenzy dance, this time it was more real, And it did happen. They decided to have a break, which was a huge shame, as I feel they have become one of the staple couples of the show. And we did learn some very sweet things about their relationship in this episode, such as his spin and the fact they try and see each other in their dreams. But Han wanted that vitamin B, of course standing for boys, and to give it a positive, I do feel that this could lead to some huge character development on both sides. But down the line, though, I really do hope that they get back together. The side plot was just as enjoyable as well. I loved seeing the rest of the Tobins trying to rename the boat after local fishermen started mocking the canal breeze. Sorry, I mean the anal breeze. The sea has rubbed off after all. Especially those Shark Tank style pitches that were made. And can I just say that of course Moon would want a murder barge, and he's in contact with someone willing to sell him cannons, torpedoes, prototype death rays, and Judy's suggestion just being a mishmash of avant-garde symbols. But I do feel that the Mighty Beef was the perfect name because to me it mixed the past of the mighty Kathleen, keeping the familiar as we know Beef likes, and the presence of him developing lots as a character over the seasons. And it's always nice as well to see him crack a smile. I also really enjoyed seeing the likes of Kima and Bethany again, even if they didn't have any lines. I think I'm at that point now where, especially with a character like Bethany, as she is my favourite on the show, that they appear even for just a few seconds or maybe a frame in the background. I'm just very happy to see them even if they don't speak. That's how much I like them. So yeah, overall a superb episode this week, and I know it's still very early on in the season, but I think this may be a contender for one of the best episodes of Season 5, and also a great excuse to get that Season 6 renewal. This show is just too good to let go, and episodes like this support that fact massively. I'm giving Bots on the Side Adventure a solid 9.5 out of 10. In fact, that was the same rating that Wolf gave Beef in this episode. So that's been another edition of the Lone Moose Minute. I hope you have enjoyed watching, and I'll hand you back over now to Mike and JB. Until next time, I've been Sam, aka to Lone Moose and back, and I'll see you again next week here.
That charming
Always.
young man. I could listen to him all day.
It's so classy on so many levels.
Let's see.
It's just a shame.
You should watch it. Holy cow! 40th next month. I get to be 27 in nearly 5 months. Oh Jesus, 26. You're a baby. Yeah. Well, there you go, everybody. That has been From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your unofficial but verified one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I'm going to stall while I pull this up. I am Mike.
And I'm JB.
And we may see you next week. That's going to be on JB because I'll be in Amsterdam. Good night, everybody.
Night.